Hello viewers, welcome to the domestic news update on Top Accolade News. First, the headlines. Judgment on Kano and Plateau governor sacking should be reviewed, says Falana. Standard of living in Lagos worse than 30 years ago, claims ADC candidate. Arrest made in connection with murder of Federal Polytechnic offer student. Details coming up shortly. In politics, judgment on Kano and Plateau governor sacking should be reviewed, says Falana. Renowned human rights activist and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, is calling for a review of recent appellate court judgments sacking the governors of Kano and Plateau states. Falana criticizes the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) for alleged negligence, emphasizing that the vote of Nigerians should not be nullified due to the electoral umpire failures. He particularly points out INEC's oversight in allowing candidates without proper primaries to participate in elections. Falana asserts that election matters should be concluded before any administration's inauguration. Highlighting recent appellate court decisions, Falana notes that 3 governors declared winners by INEC in the March 2023 poll were sacked from opposition parties. He stressed the need for compliance with court decisions and encourages those dissatisfied to seek redress at the Supreme Court. Falana expresses concerns about the dangerous judicial policy of sanctioning voters for the mistakes of electoral officers and urges the Supreme Court to resolve controversies surrounding non-stamping of ballot papers by INEC officials. Still in politics, standard of living in Lagos worse than 30 years ago, claims ADC candidate. Funsho Doherty, the governorship candidate of the Action Democratic Congress (ADC) in Lagos State, has made a bold assertion that the standard of living in the state is now worse than it was 30 years ago. Doherty attributes this decline to the actions and inactions of governments over the years, emphasizing the negative impact on people's quality of life, affordability of healthcare and education. Doherty, in a public letter addressed to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, expresses concern over significant allocations in the 2023 Lagos state budget. He highlights extravagant spending on items such as charter planes, SUVs, and extensive infrastructure. Questioning the justification for such allocations, Doherty demands transparency and accountability in the management of public funds, criticizing what he considers exorbitant and questionable government expenditures. On security matters, arrest made in connection with murder of Federal Poly offer student. The Commissioner of Police in Kwara State, Mr. Victor Olaya, has reported that one suspect has been arrested in connection with the murder of a higher national diploma HND female student of the Federal Polytechnic offer, Ms. Toyin Bamidele. The victim, a student in the Food Science and Technology Department, was allegedly hacked to death by a group of people suspected to be cultists at a residence in Damson Hostel, at Tari area of the mini campus in Offa. The Kwara State Police Command is determined to unravel the circumstances surrounding the crime. The suspect, currently in custody, is assisting the police in their investigation. The Committee of Defense of Human Rights (CDHR) Kwara State has condemned the killing, describing it as devilish, barbaric, and unacceptable. CDHR calls for an immediate investigation to bring the perpetrators to justice and urges students to remain calm and focused on learning. You are watching the news on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Moving into business affairs. CBN implements reforms to tackle inflation. Efforts to curb the escalating inflation rate in Nigeria have gained momentum with recent money market reforms introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN). Designed to complement earlier measures, these reforms aimed to reduce the amount of idle cash in circulation and consequently the overall money supply. The move follows multiple adjustments to the monetary policy rate (MPR) by the CBN, which has been increased 8 times since May 2022. Despite these MPR hikes, the inflation rate continued its upward trend, reaching 24.8% in July. Factors contributing to this include general election spending, fuel subsidy removal, and naira depreciation due to forex reforms. Reflecting the impact of the rising money supply, the daily average of idle cash in the interbank money market increased significantly. In response, the CBN introduced reforms to curb the growing surplus of idle cash. In sports, Falconet secure fourth-round qualification in Under-20 Women's World Cup. In a thrilling match on Sunday, Nigeria's Falconet secured their place in the fourth round of the 2024 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers by defeating Tanzania 2-1. The victory achieved in Abuja propelled the Falconets to a 3-2 aggregate win after a 1-1 draw in the first leg. Janet Aike Koromowe opened the scoring in the 15th minute, capitalizing on an assist from Esther Ajakaye. Tanzania equalized through Jamila Rajani Ununduka 5 minutes later. The deciding goal came in the 60th minute with Comfort Folorenshaw finding the net off an assist from Olushola Shobowale. With this triumph, Nigeria's Falconets will now face Burundi in the fourth round, with the overall winner earning a coveted spot at the 2024 Under-20 Women's World Cup. That concludes our domestic news update for today. Stay tuned for more news and development from across the nation. Thanks for joining us. I am Jonathan Puwe. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.